That's right. Sexy Time Fun Facts brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet. We were talking about a guy who participated in 10 Olympics. He set the record for being in 10 Olympics. Would have been 11, but Canada boycotted one. So 10 Olympics. And in a recent poll, 25% of Americans said that they're not a fan of sports in general.
Hello, my people.
I knew that would speak your language there. But it probably depends on how you define sports.
Right.
Sweden. Sweden has become the first country to register sex as a sport.
Okay, I'm a fan.
Later this week, they're going to host the first ever European Sex Championship. Try to follow along.
This is like a speed round? Or what?
Right. What are the stipulations?
Finally you can achieve your dream of being a pro athlete, Scott.
You can compete.
Yeah! Everyone else finishes, you're already halfway through a cigarette, getting a gold medal.
Just gold all
This is awesome, man.
You're like, what's that dude? What's that snowboarder's name?
Oh, Shaun White.
You're the Shaun White of speed sex.
The redhead of the bed.
Right.
Yep.
You got the cool hair.
Now, listen, it is a lot more structured than you think. The championship is being organized by the Swedish Sex Federation, and it is open to anybody from any European country.
All right.
This year's competitors have already been chosen. 20 representatives from different European countries will take part. The championship lasts a few weeks. The daily competitions last for 6 hours.
Damn.
Each individual participant will engage for up to 1 hour daily, depending on, well, if you can, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
According to the organizers, the focus of sex as a sport is on maximizing pleasure. So the more the pleasure the partner experiences, the more points you get.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Participants will be judged on
It's not subjective at all.
creativity,
Okay.
strong emotions,
Oh.
imagination,
All right.
physical fitness, endurance, and workability.
Man.
This is
Whoa,
interesting.
whoa. Let's dive into that last category.
Workability.
How do you work it?
Does that mean I got my work boots on? I'm good? I got good workability?
Yep.
I guess you're more hireable if you can work different positions, maybe?
Dude.
Also, I'm glad I just invested in, I just bought the entire catalog of Teddy Pendergrass, so I'm going to be rich.
Yes, you are.
The final scores will be determined by a panel of judges, as well as audience votes. Unclear how you can qualify to be in the audience, just in case, Scott, you were wondering.
Wants to go over there.
Challenges, quote, challenges are grouped into 16 disciplines, including seduction,
Nice.
massage,
Uh-oh.
and full on.
Yep.
Creativity. Let me just pause on that for a second, because I was talking to Tim yesterday, my husband, and I said, what if, you know how people, you go to these resorts when you go on your Mexican vacations, which are awesome, and you can take part in these silent discos where everybody's got headphones on.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was suggesting maybe sometime in our future that we do a silent disco of our own, but we have our earbuds in, and it could be listening to the same song or two different songs, and you make love with your headphones on. You know what I'm saying? So it's full, it's just one of the senses is completely overtaken by music.
Right.
I'm trying to max out the senses. I'm not trying to be perverted right now. This is a real
I know.
fantasy cool
Jeff
thing that
used
I'm
to talk-
interested in.
Jeff used to talk about this all the time. He had specific songs, and he's like,
Did he?
"Man."
What was
Yeah.
what was the big one?
Enigma.
Yeah, Enigma.
Yeah, do you know that song?
Oh, yes.
It's like
Romantic.
It's
It's very
what? It was
90s.
very
Yeah, let's try to find it.
tantric. No, but has anybody ever done that? Where you listen, you have your earbuds in?
If you're listening to a different song, it turn into a Grateful Dead concert real quick. Because we were talking about this. I'm going this weekend to Wrigley to see Dead & Co. I'm going Wednesday at Riverport to see Dead & Co. And I don't hate them.
Yeah.
I'm not like a deadhead.
Sure.
But Tina loves them, so we're going. And every time I go to a concert, I feel like everybody's listening to a different song. I think the appeal of Dead & Co. is that white people feel comfortable dancing. That's what I really think it is. Because it's one person's going super fast. There's a chick with a hula hoop going kind of slow, and then there's one guy just tweaking out by himself. I'm like, you're dancing at wildly different speeds,
Right.
all to the same song.
So maybe you got to listen to the same song.
But that's
maybe
what
we would
sex would
listen
be.
to
This,
Enigma.
I think this was Jeff Swan.
Yeah, okay, imagine you and your partner are listening to this song, you got it completely cranked up, all right? Because, you know, if you think about sex, like, it's all of the senses combined, right?
Yeah.
It's your hearing, your seeing, your feeling, your smelling, your tasting. Like, it is a complete overdrive of pleasure of all the senses.
Yeah.
And to me, I think, and maybe there's listeners
What's your
who've done
song?
this. I don't have one yet. Like, I was thinking, I got to find one. But this is going to be something that happens in our future because I'm like very interested in having.
Limp Bizkit, rolling.
Yeah.
For real.
You load
Backwards hat
16
and everything.
tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt.
That will not be the song.
Great song.
What a great song to bang to.
Dude, heck yeah. Any trucker song.
Peter, don't you call me, cause I can't go. Oh, my soul to the company store.
Maybe you would score points, extra points with this.
That's
if you
what I'm
brought
talking
that.
about.
Because they're saying the other ones are pose performance, so you get graded on pose performance, creativity and position change.
So that's like the acrobats, the swings, and all that stuff.
They're also going to be monitoring you. So increased blood pressure and heart rate during competition will be monitored.
Wait, so is it better to have a lot or just be like,
Yeah, that
I'm
I don't know.
steady, man. My
I don't
heart
know.
didn't change at all. I'm so confident.
Yeah, because, I mean, I probably got high blood pressure anyway. I'm coming in at an advantage.
Yeah.
They're also going to be judging the most beautiful and difficult pose.
Well,
So, you know,
eye of the beholder.
you want to get clever. This is your
All
chance.
right, finally.
You got some move that's just like, wow. Any ladies out there think that they have perfect boobs?
Wait,
No.
there's not a... Hold on.
Hey,
I want to know if there's a category for laying there and taking it, you know? Why is everything why can't that person get a medal?
Right.
Score for relaxing?
That guy didn't move.
That guy didn't move an inch.
He didn't move an inch.
Well, get this, and I know that people are going to be fascinated by this. Researchers at New York University just did a big study to figure out what perfect boobs may look like, meaning
They're all perfect.
what the average person thinks is ideal. Yeah. If you ask men, it says they asked over 1,000 men and women.
Dude, they could have just listened to this show for the last 20 years or however long you guys did real or fake.
They're all perfect.
Yeah, I mean, but you guys have looked at breasts more than probably most people.
We're doctors.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys
I
would
mean,
know.
they're all perfect. The longer,
all
the
wonderful.
better. We all know that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The
The
olive oil
longer the
boob.
hang, the better.
So this is science. Get this. 1,000 men and women were shown photos of 25 different sets of boobs and had to rate how attractive they were. Researchers took the 5 of the best ratings and combined them into one image to show what the perfect boobs supposedly look like. And not surprisingly, fairly perky, not huge. They were described as moderately sized. The most interesting insight was being symmetrical did not actually matter that much. The perfect boobs are in complete image, or in their composite image, are slightly different sizes, and the right one hangs a little lower than the left. In other words, perfect boobs actually do have imperfections, so don't worry about anything. Whatever you're rocking, be proud.
I just typed in perfect boobs, and it's a picture of Rafa Moon.
I will say
You
that as a person
burn.
with breasts, like if you're going to talk about unattractive breasts, in my opinion, it's when you got like nipples down. You know what I'm saying? Like where they're like droop boob. That to me would be the most and I've seen plenty of men
Soft
with
nipples?
the droop boob. No, well, I mean, yeah, soft.
Puffies?
Yeah,
Big puffies?
yeah, big old puffies. The point down,
Puffy downs.
puffy
Yeah.
downs. I just think that those would be the most unattractive kind.
Well,
and
They're like
I'm judging.
they're
I guess I
depressed
shouldn't
or
judge.
something?
there's somebody out there
That likes them.
that loves it.
Absolutely.
Short.
But I
guys.
agree with you. There's probably lesser degrees of what you would want, you know. It's like you don't want your penis to have a 45-degree angle in it, but if it is, you got to go with what you're working with.
That's
you just
exactly
gotta,
right.
You're just going to have
You gotta
sex
own
around
it.
corner. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's how it is.
Well, I don't even know where to go from there.
Just
I had something planned, and I'm just y'all derailed me that way. So, in the mornings, we talk a lot about separate beds. There's a lot of people in the row, you know, in morning shows, we're waking up 3, 4 a.m., sleeping in separate beds than your spouse. And apparently, that is making a comeback. And I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here, but I think a lot of people didn't talk about this very open because I think a lot of people kind of felt weird about it being out in public that they're not sleeping with their spouse, right? Or sleeping in the same bed with their spouse.
Sure.
Something a lot of couples did back in the 50s and 60s, and a new poll found that half of couples today are actually open to the idea if it helped them sleep better. If any of these things are an issue, it might help. 2,000 people named the most annoying things about sharing a bed with somebody, and here are the top 5. I want you to give me yours. What's the most annoying thing?
The snore.
The snore. Snoring was not number 1.
Oh.
Snoring was actually number 4.
Toots.
Toots.
Ooh.
Let's see. Are toots on the list? Toots are not on the list.
Wow. That's amazing. How about if they want to watch TV and you don't want to?
That is number 3,
All
and
right.
that is my wife's only gripe, I hope. Only gripe with me is that I know it's bad for me. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but just give me like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I just want to watch a little bit. I've always put the timer on it, and it never lasts because I always I twitch and I jump and I realize, I already fell asleep and the 45 seconds has elapsed. What am I doing? And I turn it off anyway. But she hates the fact that I even have a TV in it.
Yeah, my wife, she does it discreetly. She watches on her phone, has her ears in, and what's funny, though, is those always die around probably 2 in the morning or something. So then all of a sudden this super loud music and talking comes on, and I'm just like, dude. I always wake up from it.
So you got
really
number 4,
great.
number 3.
What about lights on, like they want to read?
Oh.
That is number 5.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
They don't shower before
Sorry,
they go to bed.
Yeah, when they got the lights on while you're trying to sleep. Really, though, this one could make the list at any point because if people are waking up earlier than somebody else and turning the light on. It's gonna
Yeah.
Snoring wasn't on there, huh?
No, snoring was number 4.
Oh, okay. How about night terrors?
Good one.
I'm going to throw that as number 2, which is tossing and turning, which I guess could be. Okay, so you tell me what a night terror
Restless
is.
sleep.
So my daughter used to have night terrors, and it was like she was screaming and doing all this stuff. This was when she was really young.
Same. My brother had it.
And it turns out it was because she had like chronic strep throat, and we didn't know that she had strep throat. So every time she would get sick or it would flare up a little bit, she would have these night terrors. And it was one of those things where like her eyes were open and glazed, but she wasn't awake, but she looked like she was awake. So that is what I understand a night terror to be. But 2 nights ago, I woke up at like 1:30 or 2, it was like right in the middle of the night. And guys, I swear to goodness, I was like this. I had my head like that, and we have like this backing, behind our bed. I don't know what you call it.
Headboard?
Yeah, headboard, like a headboard thing, right? And it's got like some space in between where you can kind of see the wall.
Right.
I looked over like this, and I saw a snake. There was a snake behind there, and I got to get that out of there, right?
Right.
So I got out of bed, and I ran over and turned the light on. My wife goes, "What are you doing?" And I apologized. I said, "I'm sorry, the light's on." And I really had to question, am I going to tell my wife there's a snake behind our bed?
Was there really steak?
No, of course not. There was nothing. I don't know what I saw.
Hypnagogic hallucination, dude. That's what I have.
I have no idea what this was.
It's a sleep disorder.
I
Welcome to
visually,
my sleep
I
disorder.
saw
What
a
the heck?
friggin' snake, guys.
Say that name again?
And I wasn't afraid of it. I just was like, I got to get this out of here.
It's a real thing. Look it up. Sleep disorder. Hypnagogic hallucination. It's what I have with spiders in the bed. Where I see it, it is there. Lights on. I'm looking around the bed. My spouse is like, "What the hell's going on?" There's a spider in the bed. Okay, let's look for it. There's nothing.
There was no snake, but I had to look. So I got my light out. I'm looking under, and I go, "Babe," and I don't remember what I said. She'll have to tell you this, but I was like, "Babe, I'm sorry to tell you. I swear to goodness, I saw a snake right here, and I needed to get it out." And she's like, "There's no snake," and I was like, "Yeah, but if I think I saw one, aren't you happy that I at least got up and tried?"
Right. You were in between. You were half awake, half asleep, and that's why you're hallucinating. So. Obviously, the dreamscape was the snake. It's not really there. That's the hallucination. It's
right.
But your eyes were open, so you're seeing real-time reality, what's going on. But your mind, your brain is overlapping reality with the hallucination from your dream.
That snake was there, baby.
So it's kind of like lucid
Until the
dreaming?
light was on. What's that?
I guess it's like lucid dreaming.
Mixture.
I don't know, but either way, why I bring it up is because she said you're having a night terror. I was like, that's not a night terror. And she swears that is something to do with a night terror.
Probably. Usually you see things. My brother used to get up and like scream and be like, "There's a man in the corner." It used to freak my parents out. He would be like, "Get him, he's in the corner." And you grow out of it. Some people have it their whole life.
Well, apparently you develop it when you're 42.
I have sleep paralysis, which is a different thing.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
I've had that.
It sucks. It sucks. That'll get you out of bed at night.
Do you feel the demon? Everybody always says they feel like they feel like somebody's looking at
I've
them.
seen that once.
Yep.
Yes, you feel. I've gotten to the point that I've had it so much that I can talk myself down.
Right.
I wake up, my heart. I can see Tina, but I can't move. I'm like the Tin Man. You always think you're being awoken because someone's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you feel a presence. You feel like there's someone in there with you, and I'll be like, oil me. I'm like looking at Tina, I'm like, I know. And you used to fight it, and it would take forever. Like, just to wiggle a toe would take forever. And I would fight it and have, like, you start feeling like, the reason you feel like there's a demon on your chest is you feel like something's in the room, your heart rate is up, but your breathing is still, you're breathing like you're sleeping.
Right.
So it feels like you're short of breath, and it feels like someone's pushing on your chest, and that's where that comes. They say a lot of alien abduction stories come from sleep paralysis, because they're always at the foot of your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's like, what happens is you go back to sleep, and then you dream the rest.
Right.
So you're in this you're in this terrified state, then you go back to sleep and start having nightmares.
Whenever I've had those, I do in the name of Jesus. I'm trying to get that out, and I can't get it out. It never. I'm like, and you just can't. So it's like standing there, and I'm like, if I could only say that, then it'll be fine, and I'll be out of this.
Exercise myself.
The one time that I had that, I was screaming, and I could even hear the screaming in my head.
But you weren't.
But I was gurgling.
Yeah.
I was going,
Yeah. It's weird, dude.
Body, what are you doing? You're offending me.
It is weird. I have my own inner Mike Matheny now, where I'm just like, kid, you know what this is, all right? Just chill out. There's not a demon in the room.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Everything's fine. Just close your eyes and go back to sleep, because you ain't getting out of this. And I've gotten to where now I don't fight it anymore. I'm just like, you're having sleep paralysis. It's still terrifying, but I was like, just go back to sleep, because there's nothing you can do.
Right.
And then usually I'll wake up like half, like feeling like a newborn giraffe, and then sometimes it'll keep happening to me over and over, and then I'm like, all right, I'm up. I'm just gonna get up and watch TV.
Yeah, it's a wild thing. I knew it was happening because
that's a military thing. Someone told me. We got the anthrax shot. They said that, like, a lot of people develop it after you get the anthrax vaccine, which is a nice gooey butter cake they stick into your ass cheek.
Yeah, with some sweet songs. Mm-hmm. Number one is when they steal the covers. That was number one.
That's me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an offender.
That's more than snoring.
That's more than snoring. Yeah. Yeah, 52%.
Separate covers would be so easy.
Well, get this. 52% of people say that they have slept with a blanket or a stuffed animal as a kid, and then 77% say that they still do. So 52% say that they had slept with a blankie or a stuffed animal of some sort, and then 77% of that half of the population, or more than half, said that they still
Interesting.
do. 64% of people said that they almost always shower before bed, and over half would be grossed out if the partner did not. When your partner is gone on a trip, do you still stay on the side of your bed?
No, straight middle, spread out like a spider. I'm just taking up the entire queen bed.
Yep. I still sleep we have a king-size bed, and I sleep right on the edge in the same position every night, and it's ridiculous.
Do you do it in hotels? Do you? We
I
both
could
travel a
switch
lot.
either side in a hotel.
Yeah.
Do you catch yourself sleeping on the same side of the bed you do at home when you're in a hotel?
Absolutely not. You mean when I'm by myself or
By
with my
yourself.
wife? By myself, I don't know. It's probably randomized. I don't think I've ever paid attention. But when we are together, I'm always closest to the door,
Yeah, same.
just like a
It's that way at home.
protective thing.
See,
No,
I'm
I let her
closest
be
to the
close to
door.
the door. I want to be safe so I can get away
Right.
quicker.
That's what Tim said too. He goes, "You be closer to the door,
I'm a never
so they
do.
take me out, and then he can defend my honor whenever they bust in." You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what?
What?
So they take you out?
They take you, and then
I'm
he's
sorry,
like,
huh?
I tried my best.
You're really going to regret killing my wife,
I'm gonna get to you now.
because now I have the motivation necessary to destroy you.
I've got nothing to lose now. Speed dating gets a bad rap, with some singles claiming it doesn't let them really get to know the person. But let's be honest, for a first date, no one has time for that. According to new research, the average single person needs just 19 minutes to know if they want a second date. So speed dating is kind of the way to go.
Nice.
And it takes a bigger first impression to motivate people as they get older. 67% of Gen Zers say that they have high standards, but that number jumps to 77% for Gen X. So what are people looking at or looking for in 19 minutes? 44% physical appearance is important.
Right.
51% value good manners. 48% appreciate personality, and 47% want good conversational skills. It doesn't necessarily mean that physical appearance is less important, but thanks to dating apps, most people already have a good idea what the other person looks like before the first date is set up. But
This is why
19 minutes.
Whenever I was still in the dating game, I ended up just going to coffee first dates
Coffee,
only.
that's the
Cheap.
That's the move.
You're not wasting money that way. And
Right.
you just know from that one time if you're going to have a second one.
Yeah, 19 minutes. They say 19 minutes. That's the mark. You know if you want a second date or not. And they say that you never get a second chance to make a first impression, but you also only have a few seconds to make that first impression. So it may take 19 minutes for somebody to really figure the whole thing out, but it only takes a few seconds. A survey found that the average person makes a first impression in just 27 seconds after meeting somebody else.
Wow.
My sister was asking me this. Let me get your guys' feedback. She had a couple of dates with a guy. Really wonderful date, great conversation, connected, but he was a bad kisser.
Oh,
Oof.
And I said,
how bad?
I didn't go into detail with her,
Teeth
but
clacker?
probably something that was not normal, I would say.
Sloppy?
Probably
Sloppy Joe?
sloppy. Yeah, sloppy Joe.
Halitosis?
Yeah. The whole thing.
all the-
Let's just
all the-
imagine this guy was the worst. Top strain of the
Gotta
worst.
go. Kissing is so important.
It is. But I said maybe he was nervous. I said maybe give him one more shot.
He may have
One
never
more
kissed a
chance.
girl before either.
Right.
It depends on how bad.
I wish I
Some
could call her
people-
right now and find out.
I do too. I would love to have her on the line right now because if it's good kissing is so important to me.
Yeah.
It's been a deal breaker before in past going out on a girl. If somebody you're just it's not they're coming in too aggressive. They're clacking teeth against your teeth, or
Right.
they're just it's too sloppy. And I'm just okay.
Yeah, I remember you almost didn't join the show because Riz was a little sloppy.
I know.
Yeah,
Sloppy
Riz
kisser.
is an
Yeah.
okay kisser.
But
What
then
about
he
you
got a little
guys?
better.
Would you if you were dating a girl and the date went great but the kiss was bad, just the one kiss, bad first night kiss?
I would make her practice more.
You'd say,
We
"Go
just
home
have to
and-"
practice. If she was pretty, I'd be like, let's practice a little bit more on this. But if she's like,
Such
it's
a big
like,
part
we're
of
done.
the turn on though. That is to
Yeah,
me that
I
is
agree.
the big part of the turn on that leads to
Yeah, yeah.
sex.
I
It's a
wouldn't-
good
No, I know.
kissing.
Right.
I wouldn't kill the relationship right there, but now we have a mountain to climb.
Right.
It's a big mountain, dude.
Kiss mountain.
It's half dome, bro.
It's a big mountain,
This is half dome, dog.
and it can be climbed.
You better get up at 5 a.m. because there is a turnaround point.
Yes, we've got a lot of work to do. We even have to get a permit.
Yes. Got to get in the permit lottery, see if we're even going to move forward after this kiss.
Oh man. Well, they say what can you tell about somebody in just a few seconds? Obviously, you notice their appearance, but some people say that what they notice are a friendly smile, good manners, eye contact, punctuality, being conversational, and dressing well. So again, all the things that go into the 19 minutes of figuring out if you want a second date also go into the 10 to 27 seconds of your first impression. If you're interacting with a stranger, a first impression may be your only impression, but there are times when it's more impactful, like a job interview, a date, meeting somebody important in a friend or a family member's life. But just keep in mind that nobody makes a good impression 100% of the time. In the survey, the average person said that they think that they make a good impression 45% of the time.
Low confidence.
Not me.
I'm curious as to how you guys feel your first impressions go.
Oh.
Oh, I had a first impression this weekend. I got to meet Rafe's Tina, and I apologized to her.
Rafe's Tina.
I said, I'm so bummed out, because I was low energy on Saturday. Again, souped up on the Robitussin. She was dropping jokes. She was so funny, and I just wanted to play with her. I wanted to
You kissed her on the mouth. That was cool.
I know, I wanted to.
Wow.
And so anyway, I felt like I couldn't keep up with how quick she was, and I was like, oh my God, this is not my best performance. So my first impression, I felt like I didn't deliver for Tina. I'm just going to be completely real about it. I apologized to her at the end of the night, and she was so cool about it. She's like, what are you even talking about? You're fine. But,
Yeah,
that was
that's
like,
all in your head, though.
I know.
Too. A lot of that's in your head. She loved you. She thought it was great.
How do you feel?
She's a professional comedian, too. You got to remember. Sometimes
I know.
we could dial it back when we first meet people. You know what I
No.
mean? She's a wild
So
cat.
entertaining.
She's a wild card. Just the fact she was out there with your whole family, I'm like, man, I don't know
oh my
how
God.
uptight Learn's family is, but they're out there alone with Tina.
I told Tina the words that my husband hates to hear. One of them I cannot say on the radio. It begins with a P. Tim cannot stand this word. And Tina was just dropping it on him left and right. And I was like, I love this so much.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, first impressions, I feel like I'm 50-50. Like I'm probably not that great all the time. Sometimes I nail
50-50.
it.
That's pretty good.
50-50 is still great.
Yeah, that's
Okay. I
incredible.
I mean, 45. What was it? 45% or 47% or something like
Right.
that for the average person. I don't know, man. What about you? I know mine's low because I kind of don't care.
Well, mine is low whether I care or not. I don't have a good aesthetic for first impressions. Like I look like every cop that you see that's in trouble on the news. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't look. There's nothing. I look like every '80s movie villain. I always say that. I'm like I look like the bad guy from Karate Kid and Biff from Back to the Future somehow hooked up and had a baby, and now I have to. I just look like someone who beat you up, and I just have a bad aesthetic. It's
right.
in comedy too. It's like when I come out to do comedy, people are like, I already hate this guy. So a lot of my life is winning people over. I think second chances are really important for me because I'm an acquired taste, I think. Just because of, not necessarily that has anything to do with my personality. I think people are usually surprised by my personality. They're like, oh, man, you're actually pretty, like, easygoing and sweet.
Yeah.
But, like, I literally thought you might punch me in the face. I also have resting a-hole face.
Yeah.
That doesn't help matters at all. You know, that Fruit Roll-Ups commercial's on repeat, and my face is just like, I'll kill you. So it's like... I would say I'm probably 20% or less
All right.
on good first impressions. For the
Really?
most part, they're like, you know what?
But you work it so hard and so well that I bet you're well over 50%.
I like how
Yeah,
self-aware
easy.
you are about it. Like you explained it perfectly, in my opinion. Like I
Yeah.
like that. I like that about you.
But I'm sad to hear that you think it's more about your looks than you're down on your looks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's. Well, I wasn't until you said that. But like, I just said that.
You said that.
I just
Yeah,
said I
you
have.
said
I just said I have like an aesthetic of like a kind of like a tough. I didn't say I was ugly.
Yeah.
You guys said I was ugly.
I
Now
didn't
I'm
say that.
thinking about that every
What
time.
are
No, we
you
said
talking
your
about?
looks. The way you said it
You
is
said it was
impacts
your aesthetic. Or
your
something.
The
This is a
aesthetic,
body
like-
positivity show.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's bad.
But I'm saying,
you
like,
said it's bad.
Well, yeah, but I
For
didn't
the
mean
impression.
I didn't mean it because I was butt ugly and people had to look away. Like I
Never-
looked like
nobody said that.
Quasimodo.
Yeah, no one said that. I was
That's what
talking
you
about.
implied.
Why are you being so mean?
I'm saying
I'm not getting a
like,
good impression
I'm a
from
big
you.
guy. I look like a bro. I look like a gym rat who gave up. You know, and then it's like I just look like a guy. I just look like a meathead. You know what I mean? Which
You
is
do look
fine.
like a meathead.
That doesn't mean that meatheads aren't attractive. It just means I look like one. So a lot of people are turned off at the beginning. They're just like, I don't want to talk to this dude.
Yeah.
He's probably going to ask me
They're
how much I
stereotyping
bench.
you.
Or whatever, and then
So
they're
you
like,
saying-
"Oh, I think so." And I think usually I get that from people. They'll be like, "Hey, you're way different than I thought you'd be."
Yeah. See, I feel lucky because I think mine's about 90% always good because everyone just always feels sorry for me when they first see me. And so they go out of their way to be nice, and they're like, "Look at that pasty white
No.
redheaded
Such a
freak."
Sweetheart,
It's-
you're in the high 90s just
You
naturally.
you are, man. You're so sweet.
You
Like
do have a very sweet aesthetic.
you have a demeanor about you, Scott, that is so sweet to people.
I look like the kind of guy that might eventually go to the gym.
You look like a cowboy that's like
Okay.
I don't know. And you also look like on Saturday you looked like an actual professional ball player in my opinion. Like as far as everybody out there, you had the aesthetic of like a 1989
Sweet.
Cardinals
Yeah, dude.
player to
You look
me.
good.
All right. One of the filthy Phillies. I'll take that.
I feel like mine's probably pretty low just because usually I'm kind of in my own world at all times. And just growing up, I was such an outcast, such like a dork, such a nerd that I feel like I'm a really lovely guy. And if anybody cares to like get to know that, they find that out pretty quickly. But I never cared to like put myself in front of you so you like know that I'm a lovely guy. I just don't care. I was
You know what,
I was
though?
always like, you know what, screw you, buddy. I shouldn't have to work for you to like me.
That can come off as arrogance though. I will say like
Great.
people that meet you that like I got guy friends that are obsessed with like your bands and whatnot and when they meet you, they don't know how to like take that kind of what you're talking about. Like it's good that you're explaining that because from the outside it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
come off as like you being arrogant, but really if they just knew that you were kind of coming in on this low
Yeah.
frequency. with
And
it.
typically I'm just legitimately kind of in space. I'm kind of marching to my own drummer and I'm thinking about 50 other things. I'm just woohoo. You know,
It's
I'm just kinda out
confidence
there.
too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty confident dude also, and that comes off as arrogant.
Yeah,
also.
again, I'm confident that if you actually want to know me, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about what you think of me because I think you're gonna like me. I'm a lovely feller, but like I just don't want to do a ton of extra work just so you like me. I've just never been concerned with being liked. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, I'm a total people pleaser. Like I'll be worried about everything, and that's just me. That's just who I am, unfortunately. And in this business, I think works to my credit. We get rated on ratings and people liking you or not, and I mean that stuff goes straight to my soul, which has been a hill for me to overcome in this business because you got to have such a thick skin, which I do have. But yeah,
You'll never be thick enough.
dude, never
Not
thick
for-
enough.
Not to be in the public eye.
No.
Hey, if you're bad at first impressions, you can always use this.
Oh.
You can do this.
Rafe, what do we got, buddy?
Sorry. I just read an email. It was like, Rafe, I agree you're an acquired taste. I thought you were a total dickhead until you joined the show. Thanks.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for proving my point that no one should be allowed to give compliments anymore.
You said this from Tommy the boss?
Yeah, that was from John Kioski.
That's amazing.
Good Lord. All right. Let me muster
regroup.
my self-esteem and regroup. All right. Today's sex toy of the week is Bunny Tail Faux Fur Magnetic Glass Butt Plug. $89.95 at Organic Lovin', spelled O-L-L-O-V-E-N. 4.4 out of 5 stars, total reviews. Let's get to the description. A sleek glass butt plug with a magnetic bunny tail that's perfect for role-playing or adding a playful touch to your lingerie. The tail is made of faux fur for cruelty-free, fluffy tail to pet and love on. Not to mention this sturdy tapered plug boasts a weight of 0.29 pounds to deliver that full feeling you know and love. This charming pink bunny tail will fill you with anal delight. Anal delight. Also a dish served at Golden Corral. Weighted for comfort. The metal plug is smooth, tapered, and petite so that insertion is easy and enjoyable even for beginners. Your partner will love how cute you look. But more than that, they will love knowing that your ass is plugged. Okay? Tease them until they're overcome with desire. This butt plug is perfect for preparing for anal sex. Use with any lubricant of your choosing and clean with mild soap and warm water. Indulge in animal role play by incorporating a set of bunny ears, corset, or other kinky undergarments for a night of submission or domination. Hunt your lover and give them what they need. Play as the hunter with your lover or as the vulnerable bunny. Prey and, most importantly, enjoy the chase.
Yes.
Now some reviews.
Okay.
Got 3 reviews for you. Number 1, didn't come with instructions, and I didn't know where to put it. All I know is my dog won't come near me anymore. Apparently one tail was good enough. Just kidding. Ha ha. This is a quality item. It's small enough for someone who's not really into butt stuff. It's so cute and fluffy, it also came with a little storage bag. But if you wash it, do not, I repeat, do not put it in the dryer.
Okay.
Air dry or blow dry. I got the small one because I'm a beginner, and it came the next day for the price and is quality and durable and super soft. The biggest drawback for me was definitely the size of the poof. I have a bit of a bigger bum, and the floof kind of looked like I had fluff stuck in there. Huh. The overall product is still super cute, just not my body type necessarily. Get a longer tail if you want it to be seen at all times. 5 stars, Delphi Ray.
Man, that's interesting. I mean, who would put? I mean, putting it in a dryer is like putting a rock in a dryer.
Yeah, I was like, who would put this metal plug in a dryer? Let's heat that metal up and let it.
Right.
You think your shoes make noise? Put your butt plug in the dryer and see how loud it gets. Anyway, second review. This won't hurt and it doesn't feel uncomfortable to have in. It's worth the money. Fit well for my girlfriend for her Halloween costume. Everyone was wondering at the party how it was staying in her butt so well. LOL. We told them, and boy, were they shocked, especially the ladies. It's a small plug and stays in place very well. She never wore one for that night, and she kept it in for 4 to 5 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
5 stars, Dub G. And finally, third review. I like this product. I believe it to be, overall, very nice. Let me just hit a few points about it. Number 1, the size of the actual insertion part is lovely. It may be hard to get in if you're a beginner, but you will get used to it. Number 2, the size of the tail. If you have a larger butt, it may not look quite right. It's likely to be squished between your cheeks, and hopefully they're clean. Otherwise, cleanup is a bummer. 3, the case it comes in, very nice quality and soft. I believe the case will keep it nice and clean. And number 4, no shedding. None at all. And I really love that. I think it's a wonderful product to add to your collection. 4 stars, Axis.
Axis.
And that is your Bunny Tail Faux Fur Magnetic Glass Butt Plug Sex Toy of the Week.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you. That was nice.